Srila Prabhupada ki Nayatya Vishnu Vishnupad Paramahamsa Paramahansa Astatara Sata Shri Srimad Bhaktivedanta Nine Goswami Maharaj Srila Gurudev ki Dalila Vishnu Vishnupad Astatara Sata Shri Srimad Srila Bhakti Vighan Bharati Maharaj ki Srila Guru Varga ki Shri Rupa Shri Sanatan Bhatta Raghunath Shri Jiva Gopala Bhatta Das Raghunath Shad Goswami Prabhu ki Principal Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaur Bhaktavinda ki Shri Navadvip Dham ki Ganga Devi ki Jamuna Devi ki Shri Vrindavan Dham ki Ananta Koti Vaishnavinda ki Samavata Bhaktavinda ki Shri Nitai Gaur Premananda.
Hari Hari Bol. That was a nice kirtan.
Hare Krishna, thank you. Your blessings. I'm just trying to learn.
It was very sweet.
Okay, we'll just wait a few minutes, all right? I'm going to put the phone on the desk.
So welcome again for your second day coming, huh? Hare Krishna. You did chanting very nicely.
I'm learning. It's
You're learning, but the sincerity is there.
Thank you.
Escrinya. Yes? Is that correct? Yes. Sincerity. Krishna, he looks at our heart. Jai Shri Shri Guru Gauranga, Shri Shri Radha Govinda Jiv ki Jai, Jai Shri Jagannath Baladev Subhadra, Sudarshan Chakra Jiv ki Jai. Giriraj Govardhana ki Jai, Nitai Gauranga ki Jai, Shri Nrsimha Bhagavan ki Jai, Jai Bhakta Prabhu Shri Prahlad Maharaj ki Jai. Krishna, he's in our heart. Did you know that? Krishna is in our heart. Do you know how long time he has been with us in our heart?
Since he created us.
Yes. Eternally. Krishna is eternally in our heart. And if we want to meet him, if we want to meet Krishna, now he's only watching us. Right? He's watching us. He knows everything. He knows whatever is happening to us. And not only does he know what's happening to us now, he knows everything that happened in millions and millions of lifetimes previously. And not only that, he also knows what will happen to us in the future. He does. Krishna is the greatest friend. Everyone wants to have friends, isn't it? Why do we want to have friends?
Because it's the natural nature of the soul to have
Yes.
intimacy.
You can take the mic.
Nature of the soul to be intimate with Krishna. And in the absence of that, we try to fill the gap with affectionate relationships.
Jago, there's a little bit too much echo on this mic. Yes, we are actually looking for Krishna. In all of our relationships here in this material world, we're actually looking for Krishna, but we don't yet realize this. Because why? Because our relationship with Krishna is eternal and full of love and affection. Love and affection. And that's why we're searching for it in this world. We cannot live without it. We cannot actually live our life without love, loving exchanges. Right? That's because we are part and parcel of Krishna. How you say that in Russian? Part and parcel of Krishna.
Часть.
Yes. Say the whole sentence. We are part and parcel of Krishna.
Неотъемлемая часть Кришны.
Yeah.
Неотъемлемая часть Кришны.
Yes. And that's why we have Krishna's qualities. Just like if you take a drop of water from the ocean, it has the same qualities as the rest of the ocean water. Right? So we are Krishna's amshas. Amsha means part. But very tiny we are. Whereas Krishna is very great. But Krishna is so great that he actually wants to have a personal, loving relationship with each and every one of his jivas, parts and parcels. He wants that. So he is in our heart because we can never be separate from Krishna. But if we do not want to have our relationship with Krishna, then he will give us this world and we can have so many different bodies and lifetimes, and we can get married and have children, and we can be children of our parents, all of these relationships. But we will never be satisfied with these relationships. What's that word for satisfaction? Now that I'm speaking to Russian understanding people, my memory is coming back. Yes. Yes. We can never be satisfied. Without Krishna, we are existing eternally as his parts and parcels, and eternally we have relationship with him. So, when Krishna sees any one of us, because he's watching us all the time, he's in our heart, he observes everything. When he sees, oh, this jiva, this person of mine, oh, he wants to know me, he wants to meet me. Okay, I will arrange. And then Krishna makes arrangements, not only in this life, but for as many lifetimes as required to bring us to him. He will bring us. He knows how to do it. But he does not force, never, because he wants love from us. And love cannot be forced. We have to want to love him. So therefore he puts us in so many circumstances of life. Only for that. And when we understand that Krishna is so merciful, he's so full of milist, that he is desiring our well-being. He never wants to see that we will have difficulty. He does not want to see that. He wants to see that we will have pure love and devotion in our life for him. And if we have love and devotion for Krishna, guess what? We can actually have love for all living beings, whatever species of life that they are in, whatever form, animal, plant, insect, we will see that every single one of them are Krishna's eternal parts and parcels. So, Krishna states this fact in the Bhagavad Gita. He tells to us, he came here 5,000 years ago, and he spoke all knowledge to us, not just to Arjuna on the battlefield. No, he spoke to us for all future in this universe. So Krishna, he told us in his Bhagavad Gita, he says, Mamai Vamsho Jiva Loke, Jiva Bhuta Sanatana, Manas Sastrani Indriyani, Prakriti Stani Karshati. What does that mean?
Living entities are my eternal fragmental parts.
Yes.
And I don't remember the last two lines translation.
Okay. Mamai Vamsha Jiva Loke. Jiva Loke means all the living entities, the jivas, in this world. That's why in Russian language, because Russian comes from Sanskrit, so that's why in Russian language the word for life is jiv and jivyot and like this. It comes directly from Sanskrit. Jiv. So in this way, Krishna is saying, Mamai Vamsha Jiva Loke. Jiva means us, living entities. We're living, we're conscious. So Mamai Vamsho Jiva Loke. He says, all the living beings in this world belong to me. Mam I Vamsho. Mam Eva Amsha. They are my Amsha. Amsha means part. And Jiva Loke, Mamai Vamsha Jiva Loke, Jiva Bhuta Sanatanaha. Jiva Bhuta means the living being. Bhuta. Entity. Jiva Bhuta Sanatana. You know the meaning of the word Sanatana? Eternal. Living, existing forever. Eternal. So he's directly stating there, all the living beings in this world are my eternal parts and parcels. But then he says, Mana Shastrani Indriyani Prakritishtani Karshati. Mana means mind. The mana, the mind. Yes? So, Mana Shastrani Indriyani. Indriya means the senses that we have. These 5 senses and the mind. Prakritishtani Karshati. My living entities in this world who are eternal, but now they are struggling, Karshati. They're struggling very hard with the senses and the mind. Why? Because they're searching here, there. Where can I find my happiness? Where can I find my love? So their mind and their senses are going wild. They can never be peaceful, you know. Tiha, that's right. Tiha means peaceful, calm. So Krishna is telling, you are my parts and parcels, all of my living entities in this world. You belong to me. You have your eternal relationship with me. You can never become disconnected from me. Never. So now, I've come here to tell you about myself and to tell you about our relationship and to tell you what you need to do if you want to be eternal and live in full bliss, full knowledge, Satchit Ananda, forever, and come to my abode in the spiritual world, and you will have your eternal body, your spiritual body, which never dies, never grows old, never suffers from diseases. You will live there with me in full happiness and knowledge. But most important thing, you will have prema. You will have transcendental Krishna prema, love for me. That is the ultimate achievement. Yes. So in this way, we are all gradually coming to Krishna. Every jiva, eventually, it may take them millions of lives, but Krishna can wait. This is not a problem for him. He will wait. So when things happen in this world, we see in everyone's life there are struggles, isn't it? There are difficulties that we undergo in this life. Everyone is struggling in this world. Doesn't matter rich or poor or whatever. They are all struggling. So, in order to stop this struggle, simply we have to accept Krishna as our Lord, as our Master, as the Supreme Controller, which He is. What's that verse? The last verse in the 5th chapter. Yes, Bhoktaram Jagya Tapasam Sarva Loka Maheshwaram Suhridam Sarva Bhutanam Gyatva Mam Shantim Richati. Bhoktaram, Krishna is telling to us, you want to be peaceful. You want Shanti. You know this word? Shanti. So if you want Shanti, you want peace, it's very easy. You just have to understand 3 things if you want Shanti. What are they? Bhoktaram Yagya Tapasam. You know
the enjoyer. Krishna is the enjoyer of all sacrifices.
Yes, Bhokta. Bhokta means that whatever we're doing in our life, it should be for Him. He's the recipient. He's the rightful enjoyer of all of our efforts in our life. Yagya means sacrifice. Tapasa means, austerity, askez, right? So whatever we are doing, Krishna is the enjoyer. Not just of what we're doing, but everyone. He is the supreme absolute truth. So He is entitled to be the enjoyer of our efforts. He wants that we will show our devotion and our love for Him. You see? So He says, Bhoktaram Yagya Tapasam. If someone understands this about me, they'll become peaceful. What's the second one?
Sarvaloka Maheshwaram, the controller of all planets.
Maha Ishwar. You know the word Ishwara? Ishwara means controller. Krishna is the supreme Ishwara. How you say that in Russian language?
Верховный Господин.
Yes, but controller. Господин does not mean controller. What is the word for controller?
Controller.
Okay, there. So Krishna controls the movements of the sun. Who's doing that? Who is making that planet every single day according to schedule down to the millisecond? Krishna is controlling the movement of the sun, which gives life to the whole universe. No one can live without the sun. But He's not just controlling that, He's controlling the entire planetary systems. He's controlling all the living entities. He's controlling nature. He controls everything. Everything He controls. That's why He's called Maheshwar, the supreme super controller. Maha Ishwar. If you understand this, that nothing is happening separate from Krishna's control, you'll become Shanti, very peaceful. No worries, no fear, anything. And then the third thing.
Suhridam Sarvabhutanam. the well-wishing friend of all living entities.
Friend. He's directly saying there, I am your suhrit. You know, what's the word for heart again?
Сердце.
Serca, yeah. So, in Sanskrit, it's called hrit, or hrid. So, suhrit means, I am your well-wishing friend. I am your bosom friend. I care about you. No one can care about you as much as I do. Not your mother, your father, your friends, no one can care about you, and no one can desire your well-being aside from me. I am in your heart, and I am your well-wishing friend. If you know this about Krishna, you'll become very peaceful. So this is the formula. Krishna has given it. If we enter into a life of bhakti, love and devotion to Krishna, if we enter such a life, then we will not have any fear, any worries. We'll be very peaceful. We will continue to love and serve Krishna in this body or in the next life, however many lifetimes that it requires. We will become Krishna's bhakta. And Krishna also tells in another verse, at the very end of the whole Bhagavad Gita. Have you read any of the Bhagavad Gita? Whole thing? Yes. Very good. And you?
Yes.
Okay. So what does Krishna tell at the very end of the Bhagavad Gita to Arjuna? He says many things, but one of the things that he says is that, Arjuna, you should give up all of your other dharmas, sarva dharman, all of your other material concerns and duties and all of this, and you should simply surrender to me, right? You should surrender to me. Sarva dharman prityaja mam ekam sharanam raja. You should take full shelter and surrender unto me. And then what will I do in exchange for your surrender?
Aham tam sarvapapebhyo.
Moksha ishyami ma suchaha. Aham tvam sarvapapebhyo. I will protect you. From what? All sinful reactions. Because by sinful reactions, we suffer in this world. Arjuna was concerned in the beginning of the Bhagavad Gita, wasn't he? In the very beginning, he was expressing to Krishna, how can I fight my relatives? How can I kill them in the battle? All of this. And he was saying, if we do this, it will be sinful. We will get very bad results. But Krishna told him, no, this is my will. I have come into this world to do what? Paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya cha duskritam. To save my sadhus, my devotees. And vinashaya, to destroy the demoniac. So this war, this battle, is necessary. It's very important and very necessary. Vinashaya cha duskritam. Duskritam means who? It means persons who are of the demonic temperament. They have that nature, that they're asuras. Jai Shri Jagannath Dev Jai, Shri Radha Govinda Ki Jai. So Krishna says, Aham tvam sarva papebhyo moksha ishyami. I will free you. I will deliver you from any reactions, sinful activities. I will save you. And then he says, Ma shuchaha. Don't fear. Do not fear. Do not worry. Ma shuchaha. I am telling you, I will protect you. So then Krishna says that Arjuna, just always think of me. He said, just always think of me. Is that a difficult thing to think of Krishna? If we can think of our children all the time, people are worried about their children or worried about their parents, they're always thinking about them. So if we transfer our mind to Krishna, oh, then we will become very happy because Krishna will bring us to him. We have to learn how to think about Krishna. 24 hours. That cannot be done without love. You cannot think of someone all the time unless you love that person, isn't it? If I tell you, you should always think of me, can you do that? No. But Krishna, he is telling, always think of me. Why? Because you will become purified by thinking of Krishna. You will become happy by thinking of Krishna. You will become ecstatic, ekstase, by thinking about Krishna. So he says, always think about me. Manmana bhava madbhakto. Bhava madbhakto. Become my bhakta. Become my devotee. That's who we are. We're actually devotees of Krishna, but we've forgotten that. So Krishna is reminding us, no, your natural position of complete happiness is to be my devotee. Bhava madbhakta. Then he says, madhyaji. Worship me. Worship, yaji, yajana, means to worship. So just always worship me. We are always worshipping something or someone in this world, aren't we? Caring about them, thinking about them, doing so many things for them. But just like here, we have Radha and Krishna have come in their beautiful deity form. You see? What is it called? Bhajestva. Yes? They have come. And Mahaprabhu, Lord Chaitanya, Lord Nitya, they are all fully conscious. We can learn to see them through eyes of love. So, if someone worships Krishna and even offers them a flower, offer to Krishna, or offer tulsi leaf to Krishna, or just even simple offering of some pure water to Krishna. And we do that with love and affection. Oh, Krishna will accept that. And our relationship will become very, very close with Krishna. And finally, Krishna says, Mam namaskuru. That's a very simple thing. Bow down to me. Just like when we come into the temple, we bow down. This means I am dedicating myself, my life, and everything I have. I am dedicating to you, O Krishna. I pay my pranams. You see. 4 things, that's all. And then Krishna, after telling Arjuna this, is his final teaching in the Bhagavad Gita. Always think of me, become my devotee, worship me, and offer your prayers to me and your obeisances to me. And then he says, Mam evaishyasi satyam te pratijane priyosime. I am telling you, satyam means I am telling you the truth. I will not cheat you. I am telling you the truth, Arjuna, that if you do this, then Mam eva ishyasi, you will come to me. I will bring you to me. I will arrange your life so that you come to me. Just like any of us. When we were born, we didn't know about Krishna. Our family members were not devotees of Krishna. We did not learn about Krishna. But all of us who are sitting here, now we are devotees. Now we know about Krishna. How did that happen? There are billions of people in the world that don't know about Krishna, but we do. Why did that happen? Because Krishna saw in our life and also our previous life, oh, this person, he wants to know me. So he arranged it. So Krishna wants to arrange to bring us to him. This is what he desires. And from our side, we have to simply show our devotion and our love for Krishna. A very simple thing. So these are the messages of Bhagavad Gita. And we've been reading the Vilapa-kusumanjali, which is actually the final highest teaching. You heard yesterday what I was reading. So, love for Krishna is of many different types. Do you know how many relationships there are with Krishna?
There are 5 major rasas.
Yes. 5 rasas. 5 relationships with Krishna. Do you know what those are? Okay, you can say.
We just, today morning she was learning it.
We discussed about it.
Very good. So can you tell what they are, the 5 relationships with Krishna?
Neutral,
Yes.
friends.
Yeah. Yes. Actually, before that, neutral, then
Servant.
servant. Yes.
Friends. Mother, father.
No.
Parental.
Then Sakya, friend. First there is neutral, then there is servant, then friend, and then
Mother, parental.
yes.
And wife, husband.
Yes, conjugal love. Yes, very good. So we have one of these specific relationships with Krishna. We all have. And when we do bhakti yoga to Krishna, then gradually our heart and our soul, our atma, it begins to manifest our special mood towards Krishna, you see. And so, in one of these 5 relationships, we will have, and if we desire to have the most full experience of loving Krishna, then we can also have the relationship of a lover and beloved, like that. So in our line, Lord Chaitanya, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he's actually Radha and Krishna combined together. Did you know that? Yes, Lord Chaitanya is both Krishna and Radha in one form. And he has come especially to give the highest taste of rasa, the highest taste of all rasas in the mood of conjugal love. Madhurya rasa, Madhurya rasa. So that's a very vast topic, very huge topic. So we're continuing to hear about the moods of our great Acharya, Srila Raghunath Das Goswami, one of the 6 Goswamis, who descended from the spiritual world to teach this knowledge and to show us by his own example how we can achieve this love and affection for Radha and Krishna, and especially Srimati Radharani. So, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Gurve Gaur Chandraya Radhikaya Itadalaya Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tad Bhaktaya Namo Namo. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama. I'm offering my Dandavat pranams at the lotus feet of my beloved Diksha and Siksha Gurudevs Nitya Lila Pravishta Om Vishnupad Paramahansa Astatara Sata Sri Srila A.C. Bhakti Vedanta Swami Maharaj, Srila Prabhupada. Then I'm offering my same unlimited Dandavat pranams at the lotus feet of my most beloved Siksha Gurudevs. Nitya Lila Pravishtam Vishnupad Paramahansa Astatara Sata Sri Srila Bhakti Rakshak Sridhar Goswami Maharaj and Nitya Lila Pravishtam Vishnupad Paramahansa Astatara Sata Sri Srila Bhakti Vedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj. My Dandavat pranams to the lotus feet of all my Sri Rupa Nuga Guru Varga, especially to our Prayojan Tattva Acharya, Srila Raghunath Das Goswami Pad, the author of Sri Vilapa-kusumanjali. And I offer my Dandavat pranams to all the Vaishnavas and all the Vaishnavis. So we left off on verse 45. Yes? Shante? Remember?
46.
We didn't finish the purport of 45.
Oh, we started on 46 and read through, right? So
That's right, yes.
purport of 45.
Yes, so it's a lengthy purport. Verse 45. I'm reading the verse again. Suryaya Suryamani Nirmita Vedi Madhye Mugdangi Bhavata Ihali Kulayar Vritaya Argyam Samarpayitum Utka Dyastavarat Sajjani Kim Sumukhi Dasyati Dasikeyam. O charming limbed one, O lovely faced beauty, when will this maid servant hand you the articles of worship, when surrounded by your friends, you are eager at heart to devotedly offer argya to the sun god on an altar of Surya Mani jewels? Can repeat. O charming limbed one, O lovely faced beauty, when will this maid servant hand you the articles of worship, when surrounded by your friends, you are eager at heart to devotedly offer argya to the sun god on an altar of Surya Mani jewels. Yes. So there was so much nectar in this purport. I'm just glancing here. All the relationships. The two Brahmin boys. Vishva-Sharma. Remember who Vishva-Sharma is?
It's Krishna.
That's Krishna coming in disguise, along with Madhamangal, disguised as Brahmin boys, as like young Brahmin boy priests, right? To perform the Surya Puja to the sun god. And he tells that my name is Vishva-Sharma, but that's like a code name. Because the actual verse from the Govinda Lilamrita, which Krishna, as Vishva-Sharma, because when Krishna disguises himself, it's impossible, even for Radhika. But then gradually Radhika recognized, oh, this is Krishna. But just like we have these paintings here, Krishna is disguised in a female form. They cannot tell until something happens in the pastime that gives his identity away. So this is a very interesting identity that Krishna takes on. So you know that Krishna was with Chandravali. But then who came? Vishaka came. And what did she say?
Oh, the
Demon.
demon.
Yes. And he's already attacked the cows. And he is dragging them to Kamsa's Goshala while killing all your friends. She says that in front of Chandravali and her group of gopis. And then Krishna says to Chandravali, oh, I must go. I will be back in a moment. Then he went with Vishaka, and on the way, Vishaka told Krishna the real fact, and they went to Radha Kunda. So this is going on eternally, right? That there's all different ploys. Is the land of ploys. I have to do this because of this. So in this verse, Jatila told Srimati Radhika to do Surya Puja at Surya Kunda and took Srimati there. And at the same time, Lalita and Vishaka met with Krishna and told him about Radhika's whereabouts. Krishna took the disguise of a Brahmin boy with some books under his arm, and as a brahmachari and a student of Gargacharya. He went to Surya Kund. There, Jatila was waiting with Radhika and her Sakhis. Jatila saw two beautiful Brahmin boys there. Both Krishna and Madhumangal had disguised themselves so carefully that no one could recognize them, not even Srimati Radhika. Only Lalita and Vishaka, they knew who the Brahmin boys were. So Jatila, she prayed to the Brahmin boy to be the priest and to conduct the worship of the sun and to lead Radhika in that puja. So just imagine, Jatila is, what's her modus operandi in life?
Keep her daughter-in-law away from Krishna.
Yes. The mother-in-law. So she is always trying to chase Krishna away, to protect Radhika from Krishna, like that. So now she's directly requesting this Brahmin boy, who she doesn't know it's Krishna, because he's in disguise. Directly requesting to do the puja and lead Radharani in her Surya Puja, right? So, then the Brahmin boy said to Jatila, I will not see the face of that devotee, and I will be very far away from her. I don't accept anything as dakshina. Jatila thought that he was a brahmachari without any desires. Just see, he's come here. He's such a pure brahmachari, priest. Oh, we want such a priest like this. So then she says, Jatila says, I have not seen a Brahmin before like this boy. Certainly he is a very qualified Brahmin boy. So then Krishna read a mantra to Surya. But this is very cryptic. That's the whole thing. It has, it has the word Vishva Sharma in the mantra, right? But there's dual meaning. There's even triple meaning, So this is the mantra. Jagan Mangala Krid Gotram. Because what's Gotra? Gotra is your family. So whenever you're doing yagyas in Vedic system, you have to say your Gotra. You have to speak that in the yagya. So he says, Jagan Mangala Krid Gotram Suchivit Pravaram Shuchim Bhavantam Vishva Sharmanam Purohitataya Vrine. Purohitataya Vrine. So here's the overt meaning. The general meaning is, I accept Vishva Sharma whose dynasty bestows good fortune on the world, and who is most pure and learned as my priest. So Krishna read this, and Jatila is there. Now, there's a second meaning hidden within this verse. What is it? Here, the second meaning is, I accept Krishna, whose name and gotra purifies the world, who is most learned in the art of Shuchivit, means conjugal love, and who gives joy to the world, Vishva-Sharma. I accept him as my own, So, Krishna told Jatila that his name was Vishva-Sharma. Doing a puja, the custom is that there is a priest. He is the representative, and he will have you utter your gotra, the name of your lineage, and so forth. What is our gotra? Gurudev is asking us. What is our actual lineage, our gotra? In our devotee form. What? Yeah. Our gotra, we are part of the Radha gotra. Yes. Within the Achyuta gotra, you've heard that before, right? Because actually our lineage is called Achyuta gotra. We're in the lineage of Krishna. He is Achyuta, right? Even Param Gurudev, in the beginning of his biography, when he's telling his family lineage, he doesn't even tell anything about his father, mother, and the bodily lineage. He simply says, Achyuta Gotra, my guru is such and such, like this. So here, Gurudev is saying that, what is our gotra? We are part of the Radha gotra. And within the Achyuta gotra, that means the line of the infallible Lord, Achyuta, Krishna. So while the Achyuta gotra, within the Achyuta gotra, there are two gotras. There is the Achyuta gotra and the Radha gotra. This is a fact. Gurudev is telling. This is actually our gotra. So, the Radha gotra is very fine and sweet. Jagan Mangala Krid Gotram. Here, an adjective for the sun is given, because they're doing Surya Puja, right? So there's an adjective given for the sun. The sun spreads his rays of light to the whole world, and thus brings what? Mangalam, auspiciousness, the sun. What does Krishna give? What does Krishna give? So many suns, so many moons, and everything. He is Adi Anadi. What does Adi mean? Yes, the beginning. He is the Adi. And what is Anadi?
Without origin.
He has no beginning. He is always existing eternally. So, he is Adi Anadi. He is the beginning without beginning. Anadir Adir Govinda Sarvakarana Karana. Shri Govinda has no beginning or no origin, though he is the source of everything, and he is the cause of all causes. We know that verse. What is that verse from Brahma Samhita? Ishvara Parama Krishna Sachid Ananda Vigraha Anadir Adir Govinda Sarva Karana Karanam. So the sun gives life, but actually not. Krishna gives life. So Krishna is the root of all things, whether worldly things or transcendental. Surya cannot give light in the heart, but Krishna can even give light there, within the heart and without. The sun cannot destroy our ignorance. Can we lie down on a beach and just bathe for hours in the sun rays and suddenly become enlightened? Realize our real true identity? No, we remain completely in what? Ajnana timirandasya. In ignorance and darkness. No light. Real light means transcendental knowledge. That's real light. So he's saying that the sun planet, it cannot give this light in the heart, but Krishna can give the light there, within the heart and outside of the heart. The sun cannot destroy our ignorance, but Krishna can give such light. Krishna can give such light that every kind of ignorance goes away at once. That's what Krishna can give, that type of light, transcendental knowledge. And he says that in the Bhagavad Gita, Aham Ajnana Jam Tamaha Nashayami Atma Bhutasto Jnana Dipena Bhashvata. In one of the 4 shlokas of Gita, he's telling there that I, with the torchlight of knowledge, destroy the darkness born of ignorance within everyone's heart. Krishna is saying. So now the section is Vishva Sharma and Krishna Surya. So there are 2 meanings of this shloka. One meaning refers to the sun, and the other is to Krishna Surya, the Krishna sun. Vishva Sharmanam. What is the meaning of Vishva Sharma? It is any name. But here, Vishva Sharmanam means he gives everything. The meaning of Sharma in Sanskrit is prem. Sharma means prem. So to the whole world, to every jiva, he gives Krishna prem. Yes? I was telling that before, yes? To every jiva, Krishna gives Krishna prem.
Maharaj, what about those souls that get stuck in the Brahmajyoti? Do they eventually get out?
Yes, because they're eternal. They eventually come back down from the Brahmajyoti into the material world. So that's not a permanent position in the Brahmajyoti. We also heard the explanation Prabhupada gave from Jiva Goswami, that they imagine that they've merged. And he gives the example, remember, of a green bird entering into a green tree. You remember that example? Especially when you go to Vrindavan, you see those green, very, very special green color birds, and they enter into a green tree, you can't see them. So Jiva Goswami actually has given this example that the jiva, who is eternal, he never merges actually. He does not merge. He's still there in his individual self, but he has the feeling that he has merged and become one, right? So they cannot stay there. Oruhya krishena param padam tata patanti adha anadrita yushmad angraya. This is in 10th canto, famous verse. Prabhupada would quote this so many times. Aruhya krishena param padam. That he cannot stay there in that position. He falls down again from there. Patanti adha means he falls down back into the material world. And why is that? Anadrita yushmad angraya. This is Lord Brahma's prayer to Krishna. He's saying, because they do not have adrita to your lotus feet. They Anadrita Yushmad Angraya. Angraya means Krishna's lotus feet. They don't have that. So they must come back down. So to the whole world, to every jiva, he gives Krishna prema. The one who gives Krishna prema to all jivas is Vishvasharma. So Vishvasharma, who is Krishna in disguise, now his name is Vishvasharma, he says to Radhika, yeah, that's okay. So he says to Radhika, Vishvasharma, because he already told that he will not go near to that devotee. So he says, you should utter this mantra, because he's the priest and now he's directing, and Jatila, yes, follow his instructions, Radhika, you follow his instructions. So then he says, you should utter this mantra after me, that I am accepting you as my priest. So Gurudev is explaining in Diksha, when we have Diksha, we take our Gurudev as my Gurudev for every birth. This is our vow in Diksha. We take our Gurudev as our Gurudev for every birth. Then he says, if I come in several births, or koti millions of births, he is still my spiritual master. I will never leave him. This is called sankalpa, or a determined vow. In the Sanskrit language, sankalpa. So Radhika says, I am taking this Brahmin boy as my priest, and he will do Surya Puja on my behalf. Radhika has to say that. Here, Surya means Krishna Surya. Right? So, this is the Govinda Lilamrita verse, which she had to say. Shri Bhaspate Tanu Tama Samhartre Tyanuragane Anurag Pura Sate Asmai Mitraya. Here comes Mitra. Because Mitra means the sun, but it also means friend, the word Mitra. So Purasate Smai Mitraya Padmini Bandhave Namaha. So this is the verse that Radhika had to repeat, right? I offer my obeisances to the sun, Mitra, who is the friend of the lotus, Padmini Bandhu, who appeared before me, destroying the darkness with his brilliance, and who is bright red, Ati Anuragya, in the morning and in the evening. So, the general meaning is the sun. Here, the second meaning is, I offer myself to Basvan, meaning Krishna, who has a golden line on his chest. Basvan. Who destroys the torment of lust. Atanu Tama. Who is the friend, the mitra, of the lotus-like gopis, Padmini Bandhu, and who is very passionate, Ati Anuragi. Ati Anuragi. So that's the meaning that is in the mind of Radhika when she's chanting this. She knows that it's Krishna. Now, Gurudev is explaining, Shri Bhaspate Tanu Tama Samharte Tyanuragini. Those who serve the sun with anurag, with love, to them he will give light and he will save them from darkness, the sun. Here, Anuragini means those who have anurag for Krishna Purusha, the Vishva Sharma, who is the beloved of the world, that person who is the beloved of the world, the divine Son. Then he will have everything in life. Krishna will give him prem and all these things. So I do pranam. Pura sate smai mitraya padmini bandave namaha. Here Padmini bandave means the friend of the lotus. Padmini bandava. We know what bandava means, right? Yes, Bhakta bandava, right? So Padmini bandava means the friend of the lotus. Now Padmini is in the feminine gender. So the sun is Mitra, the friend of Padmini bandave. I bow down to this Mitra, but the inner meaning is that Srimati Radhika is Padmini, and Mitraya means Saki or Saka. But here, Mitraya means not only friend. I am doing pranam to Padmini Bandave Mitraya means I'm doing pranam to Krishna. So right in front of Jatila, Radhika is telling this in a hidden way that she can't understand. Jatila can never follow this. She only knows the general meaning, right? So, do you know what an Avahana mantra is? Gurudev is asking, do you know what a Avahana mantra is? It is a mantra for invocation. Invoking. Avahana. Svagatam, svagatam. Welcome, welcome. That's called an Avahana mantra. Many mantras are spoken during worship, archan. And then Pushpanjali is offered at the feet. My heart is like a lotus. My heart is like a flower, and I'm giving this whole heart in the shape of Pushpanjali to you. I'm giving my whole heart in the shape of this Pushpa, this Pushpanjali to you. So Radhika did the worship like this, but she did it for Krishna, and the mantra was for the sun as well as for Krishna. Jatila. Now back to Jatila. Jatila was astonished, seeing the Brahmin performing the puja. Oh, I have never seen a priest like this boy before. And she thought, oh, he knows so many mantras. And when Krishna told Srimati Radhika to give Pushpanjali to the sun, her hands were trembling, and all the flowers fell down at the feet of Krishna. And Jatila saw this and thought, why is she fearful? Oh, in her shyness, all the flowers fell on the feet of Krishna, but Jatila thought, actually, she was going to give these flowers to the sun. Jatila did not understand all these things. Jatila became so happy at the completion of the puja and said, what should I give? And then Krishna said, I am a disciple of Gargacharya. I don't take any dakshina for any puja. But I will have to give something to you, Jatila said. Then Krishna says, if you want to give something, give your heart to me. I only want your shraddha, nothing else. Then Jatila became even more pleased and told Srimati Radhika, give him your golden ring with diamonds. Then Srimati Radhika took it off her finger and gave it to Jatila, and Jatila said, I don't take. Give it to the priest directly. Radhika answered, I will not give it to the priest. I am chaste. You should do it. Jatila thought, my daughter-in-law is also a very good character, she thought. And that she believed both, that Krishna is a Brahmin boy and that Radhika, her daughter-in-law, has perfect character. Then Jatila gave the ring to Krishna, but Krishna said, I will not take. But I see that your daughter-in-law is so fortunate, Krishna said. And then Jatila asks, why? Then Krishna says, I know. I have studied palmistry. And I know how to read foreheads. And by shape, I can know everything. And then Jatila says, can you look at her palm? And then Krishna says, I will see it, but from a distance, not near. So Jatila at once held Radhika's hand towards Krishna. Seeing the lines, he started to tremble. Then he said, she is Kamala, Lakshmi. Wherever your daughter-in-law lives, Kamala is bound to live there and serve. There are so many excellent qualities in this lady. Then Jatila took her daughter-in-law and at once went to her home. Then Radhika turned back as she was going to catch a glimpse of Krishna. And he also wanted to meet Radhika, but at that time, Krishna returned to Madhumangal. Then Madhumangal took the ring and quickly tightened it in his cloth. Jatila had also brought some Manohar ladus. Jatila had brought Manohar ladus and all these things for the puja. She also gave them to Krishna at the completion of the yajna, but he refused accepting them. Yet Madhumangal said, I'm the assistant and I'm the servant of this great priest. So if you give them to me, I will carry them. His stomach is not so good, so he cannot take them, but my digestion is very strong. Thus Madhumangal took the ladus and tightened them in his gamsha with the ring. Then Krishna then returned to Kusum Sarovara, where all the cowherds were waiting for him. Baladev, Sridam, Subal, and all others, they returned. Where were you? They asked. By Yogamaya's potency, it appeared that Krishna had been away for a moment only. They thought, perhaps with Madhumangal, he was drinking water at Kusum Sarovara or anywhere else nearby. He has gone only for a moment. They did not think about it any further. Now it was midday. They all wanted to take their prasadam. So they sat around Krishna in so many circles. But everyone thought that Krishna was in front of them and that Krishna reciprocated with them only. They would joke and make Krishna laugh. At the same time, Madhumangal was sitting in a grave mood. And he was not giving or taking anything, and the ring and the ladus were still hidden in his cloth. He was sitting with a stick in his hand, so if anyone would come near him, he could keep them away. Baladev guessed that something was there, so he hinted to Sridam, Subal, or any friend to cover his eyes. So from behind, Subal and Sridam both came and pushed him and snatched his gamsha with the ring and all the ladus. Then they threw it to one another and then divided the ladus between all the boys. Madhumangal became so furious that he threatened them with his stick, and he abused Krishna, Baladev, and the other boys, saying, I am a Brahmana, I will curse you. I'm just now going to Kamsa Maharaj, and I will complain about these cowherd boys. They don't know that I'm the son of a Brahmin. I can do everything. I can burn them to ash with a curse just now. He was weeping also. Then Krishna went there and fell at the feet of this Brahmin. Oh, you are my friend, my very good friend. Don't do this. Otherwise, Kamsa will come and give punishment to me. But I know what he can do. Lakhs and lakhs of Kamsas cannot do anything, Krishna said. Then he brought some sweet ladus, gave them to Madhamangal, and again they were playing.
Only Krishna could conceive of these intricate, sweet pastimes. It's not some. It's through Yogamaya.
Yeah, Yogamaya.
Amazing.
Yeah. So here, this is the last paragraph of this verse commentary. Here, Tulsi Manjari is praying, "Oh Radhika, please accept me as your dasi. Dasyati dasikeyam. And at that time, I will be with you, and you will tell me to carry all the paraphernalia which are to be used in the sun's worship on a golden plate. I will go with you and serve you there. And when you order, I will put on your ring. I will do whatever you request without a moment's delay. You can instruct me simply with a glance. Please be so merciful and write my name in the register of your dasis, so that I may taste all these things and see your Leela with my own eyes." This is the prayer of this shloka. Verse 45. What next? You're the timekeeper. You're the decision maker. Shall we move forward a little, or what do you think?
Well, we've read the verses, so we're just going to be reading the purports.
Well, we read the verse and the purport.
The devotees are also pretty tired tonight.
Yeah, I drove down
Okay.
to...
Yeah. Okay, yes. They also, long drive, late, so we'll complete our reading this evening with this sweet pastime. We can remember this pastime of Krishna as Vishva Sharma. Gaur Premanamli Hari Hari Bol. Shri Vilapa-kusumanjali ki jai. Srila Raghunath Das Goswami Pada ki jai. Jai Jai Shri Radhe Shyam. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Jaya Radhe Jaya Krishna, Jaya Radhe Jaya Krishna, Jaya Radhe Jaya Krishna, Jaya Radhe Jaya Krishna, Jaya Radha Govinda Radha Govinda Radhe, Jaya Radha Govinda Radha Govinda Radhe, Jaya Vrishabhanu Nandini Radhe Radhe, Vrishabhanu Nandini Radhe Radhe, Jaya Vrishabhanu Nandini Radhe Radhe, Vrishabhanu Nandini Radhe Radhe, Jaya Govinda Nandini Radhe Radhe, Govinda Nandini Radhe Radhe, Jaya Govinda Nandini Radhe Radhe, Govinda Nandini Radhe Radhe, Jaya Kanumana Mohini Radhe Radhe, Kanumana Mohini Radhe Radhe, Jaya Kanumana Mohini Radhe Radhe, Jaya Kanumana Mohini Radhe Radhe, Jaya Ashtashaki Shiromani Radhe Radhe, Ashtashaki Shiromani Radhe Radhe, Jaya Ashtashaki Shiromani Radhe Radhe, Ashtashaki Shiromani Radhe Radhe, Jaya Sachinandan Jaya Gaura Hari, Sachinandan Jaya Gaura Hari, Jaya Sachinandan Jaya Gaura Hari, Sachinandan Jaya Gaura Hari, Jaya Nitai Jaya Gaur, Jaya Nitai Jaya Gaur, Jaya Nitai Jaya Gaur, Jaya Nitai Jaya Gaur, Nitai Gaur Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Gaur Hari Bol, Nitai Gaur Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaur Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Gaur Hari Bol, Nitai Gaur Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaur Premanande, Hari Hari Bol. Jai Shri Shri Guru Gauranga Gandharvika Giridhari Shri Shri Radha Vinod Bihari Radha Govinda Ji Ki Jai. Jai Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai, Srila Gurudev Ki Jai, Shri Rupanuga Guru Varga Ki Jai, Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Jai, Samagata Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai, Nitai Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bol. Vrindai Tulsi Devai Priyai Keshavasya Krishna Bhakti Prade Devi Satyavachai Namo Namaha Vancha Kalpatarubhascha Kripa Sindhu Bhevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. All glories to the assembled devotees.
Hey Krishna.